Hello from Freed-Hardeman University, where we recently wrapped up the 85th Annual Bible Lectureship. First, let me say we missed you. We can't wait to be together in person next year. We had over 25,000 individual users view the website. Also, we had over 10,500 unique viewers view the videos. They were from 48 states and 19 nations around the world. We have already sold more lectureship books now than we did all of last year. And the comments, we've heard comments from you about how much you appreciated the 13 pre-recorded lessons, how you've used them on Wednesday nights or even Sunday evening services or for your personal study. We've heard comments about the live streaming sessions that you've enjoyed. And we've heard comments about you saying, perhaps this was the perfect time to study Ecclesiastes, to find meaning in what sometimes feels like a meaningless world. We want to reach out to you to say thank you. We want to hear from you. How is it that you were blessed by a study of Ecclesiastes?
So many things in life, like Solomon throughout the book, we put our efforts and energy in as we want to find something that is meaningful or something that makes us feel like we are enough. And Solomon concludes the book by saying to fear God and keep his commandments is man's whole. And though I've known that verse before, studied it before, this time around it helped me to appreciate, especially in light of all that took place in 2020.
It's truly a joy to be a part of the Freed-Hardeman Bible Lectures. I know this for the last 70 years or so. I've had the privilege to be a part of this great, marvelous place in which to learn the truth. The wisdom of this year has been true. The book of Ecclesiastes, the study of all of the eternal truths have been so significant.
These Bibles have always been a part of my life. But there's one short book in the middle of them called Ecclesiastes that I never really studied that much. I've read through them, I've seen that it's there, and I've underlined a couple of passages, but I never spent time studying them. This time at Freed-Hardeman during the lectureship, where we had a chance to go through and look at these, really gave perspective to all the rest of the Bible.
I think it's just a very timely study. There's so much noise in the world. It's been a rough year, but to be reminded of the really important things and to be rooted in God's word and tied to our Creator is so important.
My favorite part of the lectureship this year was the Q&A sessions. I really like Q&A sessions because I get to see some of the things that are on people's minds today, and often those are very interesting questions, and also to have the opportunity to ask some of the things that are on my own mind and to get responses from our teachers.
Thinking about how, as an attempt to deal with life as a whole, and trying to track down a quote that appealed to me, I discovered that it did not originate with the person to whom it was attributed, but to a man named George Salmon, who was a professor at Trinity College Dublin, one of the great universities in the world. And Professor Salmon was not a professor of the Bible earlier in life. He was a professor of mathematics, the author of one of the most widely used textbooks in the English-speaking world. Only in middle age did he switch to becoming a professor of the Bible. And in some ways he was the perfect commentator on Ecclesiastes because he dealt with Ecclesiastes from the perspective of someone dealing with life as a whole.
It's a great reminder that everything is pointless without a connection to God, and that while so many people put their trust in worldly things, we're able to put our trust in Him. It was also a great refresher on what our point on this earth is, and how it should be our goal in life every single day to fear God and to keep His commandments.
Trying to control so many things that truly are beyond our control. And then, when we recognize the ultimate control, the surrender of our will to the will of God, then that perhaps becomes the fullness of everything Solomon saw.
Well, my lesson was about keeping my vow with God, and that includes studying my Bible, praying, fellowshipping, taking the Lord's Supper, and evangelism. And studying that for my lesson, it encouraged me and reminded me of all the things that I was taught growing up and how I need to implement them today. It was a great reminder as a college student, helping others and reminding myself.
I was comforted by the fact that no matter how many times I fail, how many times I let myself down, let others down, and fall short of God's glory, if I keep that truth, fear God and keep His commandments, I'm doing what I was put here to do.
I graduated in May of 2020, and so we lost the last 2 or 3 months of our senior year. That was a reminder to me that is reflected in Ecclesiastes chapter 1 that this earth is temporary. My time at Freed-Hardeman was temporary. Even though I loved it so much, I have so much more life to live. So just like I love Freed-Hardeman, sometimes we love this earth a little too much, and we need to remember that we have something so much greater to look forward to, and that we need to be telling other people about the hope of heaven that we have and eternity that we get to spend with God.
God has a plan for our life, that God is still in charge no matter what is going on around us, no matter what we're struggling with in our life, that God is with us, number one. Number two, that God is still in charge. What a tremendous blessing for all of us. And my prayer is that this lectureship was as big a blessing in your life as it was in mine.
We are still giving thanks as we look back at the 2021 Annual Bible Lectureship. We have all sorts of reasons to give thanks to God for the study of Ecclesiastes and the way that so many of you participated in our program this year. We're truly grateful. But we're looking forward to filling these seats again. We're looking forward to sharing food together and fellowshipping with one another and just reuniting again, big family reunion, welcoming perhaps guests and students for the very first time. So we hope that you will begin praying for that effort and make plans to join us for our 86th Annual Bible Lectureship, February the 6th through the 10th, 2022, as we explore the study, He Went About Doing Good, the Compassion of Christ in Luke. We hope you'll make plans to join us then.